My autism isn't something to be proud of. I am absolutely sick of neurodiversity spreading this horseshit about how we shouldn't cure autism. Just fucking stop. Autism isn't a superpower. It fucking cripples people. Just accept it. The truth. You don't see them do this shit for bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. Don't fuck me over just because my illness onsets earlier in life. I'm not neurodiverse. I'm mentally ill. You're not neurotypical. You're mentally healthy. We are both humans who deserve to be treated equally, and neither of us are inferior to each other. My autism doesn't make me better, and it isn't normal. It's a mental illness, . Oh, and it's not my identity. Mental illness will never be someone's identity. I am more than that. And about all those words like neurotypical and neurodiverse, let's stop using them. Let's put an end to some of the silliness and just let people say what they want. Calling normal people normal or mentally healthy is just the truth, not a crime. And those insert words only add to that us vs them mentality. Edit, and thank you so much to you/House Carter for the gold. I appreciate it like you don't even know. Respect, man. This is the very first time that I've ever been given gold. Smiley, it's great and everything unless you have to live with it. Fuck virtue signaling assholes who say this, they usually make it all about them, not the person living with the condition. There will without a doubt be a solution for it in our lifetime and everyone should support it. I have someone in my life I've known since childhood who has autism. It has completely crippled him and he lives a very lonely, difficult, confusing life. He has meltdowns at 35 in public which cause the cops to get called, gets violent and angry and can't help it. He struggles so much and it hurts my soul. I know there's a spectrum for autism and this isn't everyone's experience, but from the few people I have known with autism it's made their lives extremely difficult. I have ASD, professionally diagnosed, and I really don't understand why it matters to some people how others perceive their diagnosis. You're not proud having autism? Fine. You are proud of having autism? Fine. I, myself, neither like or dislike having autism. It's not going to change and I'm learning to accept myself as I am. Upvoted for disagreeing. Careful, you're going to have a bunch of people come here to tantrum and scream about how autism is amazing and isn't a disorder at all. I have it and got over $1,000 of free stuff from the school SPED team. I think the issue is that it is on a spectrum. For some people it is crippling, and for some people it's not and it feels like a part of their personality. It's not fair to either of those sides to be treated the same. People who aren't hurt by their autism don't deserve to be branded as mentally disabled, but people with real issues shouldn't be told to just accept themselves either. Sensory overloads are not a superpower. Before I ask, I'd just like to clarify something. I'm not with your opinion or against your opinion simply because I don't have enough experience with these kinds of things to form an opinion on them. That being said, how do you feel about the people who say it's a horrible disease that creates a burden on those around them? I absolutely agree, as someone diagnosed with Asperger's, now simply classified on the autism spectrum. For me, it's been nothing but a hindrance. It should never be viewed as something grand, something to be super proud of. Not that you should ever be ashamed of it, because that mindset is only going to hurt you. But, it should be treated for what it is, a mental disorder, not a gift. I know what this is. My aunt has Down syndrome plus a cancer plus Alzheimer, and people around my grandma, who needs to keep her and take care of her, keep saying it'll get better with time. Every time I hear that I just want to break the bones of the person who said that. She's going to die and Down syndrome won't get better with time, asshole. People do this a bit with bipolar disorder too, make it sound like someone with the disease must be magically artistic. More so with autism though, I agree. I have it and I agree. It also attracts some of the worst types of people to ever exist. Is it offensive when people risk diseases for their child because they think a vaccine will give them autism? If there was a cure, would you want it? I don't think it's something to be proud of, but you definitely shouldn't be ashamed of it. Autism is not an illness and it can't be cured. It's a disorder that you have to learn to live with and find ways through its challenges. I agree that it isn't something to be proud of, but neither do you have to be ashamed of it. I have autism myself but am highly functioning, though I still wish that I didn't have autism. Don't know if it even would make my life easier, but yeah, they trying to grab them victim points. Depends on how it presents. It has perks and drawbacks. More often than not it hinders the person greatly and requires a lot of training to overcome certain things. It's like trading brain stat points for social points, but it's not always an equal trade. Also, not having a good teaching staff can make it worse. I think if neurodivergent people want to embrace their autism or whatever mental disorders they have, it's fine. My problem is with the neurotypical people who tell them how they should feel about it. I'm on the spectrum, and I hate it. ASD hasn't made me who I am today, it has crippled me and made my life incredibly difficult. I would do anything not to have it. Is neurodiversity a thing now? My God. I get the word neurotypical, but I kind of cringe at everything that makes mental issues look like it's some blessing. I have had and coming to terms with it. I would get so angry and frustrated over all that ADHD positivity shit. Yay, my ADHD makes me so creative. Okay, sure thing bro, PFFF. Can't stand it. I completely agree. It's become very fashionable to be pro mental illness because clearly it's a good thing. And as a point of reference here, I have had people say that I'm, quote, lucky to have bipolar. It's rare, but it's starting to become more common. Along with other mental health issues, inc. autism, I'm high functioning, so it doesn't impact me to the same degree, and I'm aware of how ungodly fortunate I am, and even then have significant meltdowns and overstimulation, stim openly to cope, which is hella embarrassing, and haven't willingly engaged in eye contact in most of my life to date. I am equally fed up as fuck of being told that autism is cool and a superpower because it fucking isn't. It seems to go along with the self-diagnosis trend, where people conveniently forget that these illnesses cause significant difficulty functioning, and instead cherry-pick the fun bits and assume that's it. So those Muppets who either consciously or unconscious propagate that it's not so bad because newsflash, they don't actually have it while telling people they do, so those people see autism etc. and go LOL must be cool. It ends up spreading like wildfire. But yes, you're right and you should say it. Depends on the type of cure, most ATM if allowed, and V. unlikely, would be genetic. Don't forget savants and people lesser affected by the condition, it's a spectrum disorder. Otherwise yeah, agree to do nothing can be very unfair.